Many of you will be aware of my desperate wish to relive the excitement and joy of Overcooked, especially since cooking games are so unbelievably sparse on the PlayStation 5. I love cooking so much, and I love doing it as tiny creatures with massive stupid heads, and that's a tough niche to fill. Well, little did I know I needed to look no further, because Cannibal Cuisine is one of the most faithful and yet completely bizarre Overcooked clones there is, and I recommend you gather some friends to play it. And although you can't be a raccoon or a ghost or a werewolf, you can be a playful racist, and finally my fantasies have come true. Who said that gaming isn't about wish fulfillment? Anyway, Cannibal Cuisine follows a similar format to Overcooked, whereby you collect ingredients and prepare them, and then deliver the meal. Only in Overcooked, you collect ingredients from boxes scattered around the room, prepare them with whichever utensils they require, be them pots, frying pans, blenders and grills, and then deliver them to an uncaring, cruel room full of restaurant patrons. In Cannibal Cuisine, you get the ingredients by murdering the ignorant tourists that come flooding into the map, you cook their body parts on spits, and you deliver each dish to the totem of an uncaring, cruel god. So at least you know it's going somewhere a bit nicer. Although the core mechanics of Cannibal Cuisine are far simpler than Overcooked, having only a few recipes to cook and only one way of cooking them, they build upon the formula in other ways I found to be actually really fun and innovative. Food can be done perfect, good or bad, and the difference between them is the split second you take them off the grill. It's actually quite tricky. You get different money for each one as well. Tourists fight back too, and death means a loss of money. Boss fights at the end of each world area involve completely separate game modes, such as a side-scrolling obstacle course, bomb-dropping wave combat, and giant tourists you have to engage in hand-to-hand combat. And the cherry on top, Cannibal Cuisine is also miles harder than Overcooked. Although I eventually got the Platinum Trophy for the PS4 and PS5 stacks of this game, it felt impossible at points as a 2, and we dragged our friend Davey in to help shoulder the burden. Similar to Overcooked, each level awards up to 3 stars depending on money earned, and by the Lord above, we would sweat our asses off and finish with a single star. There's a few levels in the first world that kicked our asses immeasurably. To assist in your goals of either 3-starring the game or merely reaching the end of it, Cannibal Cuisine provides a few different abilities you can use as a special ability. There's a healing totem you can place in a static position on the map, and cannibals within that aura will heal, so it's great for fighting tourists that can chip away at your health without you even realising. There's Flame Breath, which expedites cooking times massively. There's a big ground pound you can use to stun attacking tourists, an ability I only found to be useful very occasionally, and there's a dash which can be used to cross bodies of water without needing to wait for floating barrels to form a bridge. As you build your little team of chefs, you'll find a combination of abilities that really helps. Whoever is on tourist killing duty should be setting up the totem so that they can farm without dying and costing the team precious cash, considering one death will be the difference between 2 and 3 stars. Whoever is taking the ingredients and meals back and forth needs the dash, and whoever is cooking needs the flame breath, but this won't be the case for every level, and Cannibal Cuisine encourages this empowering teamwork that I came to really appreciate. We'd butt our heads against one level for ages and go, actually, how about you two have totems and I'll use the dash, and suddenly the level would open up for us. Suddenly it would be super easy. I liked that Cannibal Cuisine required that on-the-spot thinking, communication, and constant adaptation. Character customization is surprisingly wholesome, although you kind of have to pick your look and stick with it for the rest of the game. I remember for the first world I was red and my teammates were orange and purple, but one of them switched his outfit to red in the second world and it was absolute chaos trying to figure out which one of us was which. Overall, this ended up being a fairly short game that didn't overstay its welcome. The whole thing can be finished in a matter of hours, although going for 3 stars on every level will come down to a matter of skill and communication. Each world invokes new mechanics that can be fun and annoying. Read the raining lava rocks in the final world that chipped away at our health constantly across each level, but are balanced out by not being too long since each world is a matter of just a few levels. Clearly a very indie development, Cannibal Cuisine has some growing pains. It's notably easier to 3-star with 3 players, as we learned, not 4 or 2, which is a bit of a balancing issue. 4 players means higher thresholds need to be hit to earn 3 stars, more people can die, and you'll often find there will be a spare part in the mix with not that much to do for most of the levels. 2 players don't have enough abilities between them to shoulder all the requirements of the game, so 3 is the sweet spot, and not in a good way. I also had a bug whereby I died just before the finish line on the second boss fight, but one of my cohorts still made it. Me and the other dead trio were like, hey, can we restart? Want to try and survive to the end of this? And the living guy was like, yeah, absolutely. And by that time the level had ended and the victory screen was popping up, so when I paused it and pressed restart, my game entered this kind of strange limbo where I don't think it really knew where I was anymore, and no trophies popped for me whatsoever after that until I'd restarted the game for myself. Bear in mind, that's pretty minor, but it was an issue that I noticed. Those 2 small gripes aside, this is a slangin' game I couldn't recommend enough for anyone looking to regain some of that Overcooked magic, especially if you happen to have exactly 2 friends.